I think we're live. Let us know in the chat if you can hear us. Everything actually went pretty well this week, relatively smooth, and everybody's on here. This is, what, 27 weeks in a row now? Don't do that. There's Steve down there joking around like nobody can hear him, but we can hear him, guys. Give us a thumbs up if you can hear everything, if everything looks good. This is a little bit different. I'm in Florida this week, so the background looks a little bit different. But, all right, 11-second Eclipse is saying that they can hear us just fine. Thank God. Well, I'll tell you what, we are over the tech issues. I'll tell you that much right now. But there's, believe it or not, there's a good bit of information to cover today that is kind of surprising. Some of it's a little bit of a surprise, especially if you're waiting for a C8 like one of the guys down below me here are. With that said, we're going to... There's Ralph Cruz in the house. What's up, guys? Yeah, so we're going to address this thing right here, this picture. Like I said in previous videos, guys, you can be the person who has their picture up right there. So if you'd like to have your Corvette displayed on Corvette Weekly every Monday night, you can send us an email at horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com, or you can send it over to the Vet Syndicate Instagram account. Either way, we will basically look through the pictures and determine which one we like the most, and that will be the one that is displayed on the Corvette Weekly, and we'll tell a little bit of a story behind it. If you guys don't know, Great White North Corvette's in here. We got it. Before we continue, we got to congratulate this guy. He just got married.
Yep.
Congratulations, my friend.
I was say happy birthday, but happy congratulations.
Yeah, happy congratulations. Yeah, so awesome time. I saw some pictures on Instagram. You guys both looked awesome. Congratulations. Really awesome guy. We got to meet him at Corvettes of Carlisle this year. Really, really cool. Dad's Garage is on here. Shane. Of course, Shane's on here.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. So, anyway, yeah, everybody give Great White North Corvette a big congratulations. He got married. It's a big deal. So tell him congratulations in the chat. Guys, start talking with each other. That's what this whole thing's about. We're supposed to be making a community here, and I love the idea of it. So, but anyway, we do have a lot to talk about today. So the big one is going to be the picture over here. Like I said, Jason. This is Jason's setup right here. That's his C7 Z06 and his brand new C8 Corvette. I'm going to let him talk a little bit about it, actually, because what I want to do in the future is put a picture up here, whichever picture you guys send that we decide to put up here, and we're going to talk a little bit about your story. So, Jason, kind of start with how you got the C7 and move on to what's up with the C8.
So the C7 I bought because of hanging out with Steve, and him driving in his manual really made me think, why am I driving an auto? And so also at the time I had the Lamborghini, and I kept thinking about selling it, and I wanted something with a little more horsepower than what I had in my Grand Sport, which I did love that car though. It had the tension blue interior, and anyway, it was a really nice car. But anyway, so I swapped it out to get the Z06 because I wanted, like I said, a little bit more horsepower, and I wanted something in a manual. And so that's kind of how I went from the Grand Sport to the Z06. And, you know, when the C8 came out, honestly, I just didn't have any interest in it. I remember me and you talking, and I'm like, I'm so underwhelmed by this car. I was looking so forward to it. And when it came out, or when we started seeing a lot of the, when they were, what do you call it? When they show you what they think it's going to look like. My
prototypes or like renderings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, well, that's a car. And so, it took a while for it to kind of grow on me. And of course, now I love it. And I got to be honest, going to Corvette World so much, seeing them so often, it seemed like I became more and more in love with the car. And now, of course, I love it. And I put so many quarters of a mile on this car so far. I'm literally almost to like 1/8 of a mile on this thing. So it's been either in my driveway or in the garage since last Sunday. But two things. Number one, I don't have XPEL. I got to have XPEL before I'm really going to get the thing out on the road. But even so, I can't drive it because it's not registered yet. And so I did finally get to go to register it today. I finally got the paperwork from California, and I went to go to register it today, and they're like, well, have you had it inspected? I was like, well, of course not. Why would I have it inspected? It's a brand new car. And so apparently Texas goes, no, we still need more of your money. You're not there yet. So now I have to go get it inspected before I can get it registered, which I didn't have time to do today. So that'll be coming soon. But man, I love it. I love the color. And it's funny because Steve and both Tim were there when I got the delivery. And they were really surprised at how much they liked the yellow in person. Like, I mean, really liked it. And yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So, guys, obviously Jason's a little bit of a fan of the yellow color there with his C7 Z06 and now his C8 and Accelerate yellow. It's kind of cool. That picture right there really pretty clearly depicts how much of a difference there is between those two yellows. Yeah. But, he talks a little bit about having XPEL on his car before he drives it. You know who knows a lot about XPEL is Blackout Tinting, and they're actually in the chat right now. So if you guys have any big questions for Blackout Tinting and anything that they're doing recently, hit them up. They're in the chat, so pretty cool. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's Jason's story. Obviously, that could be your story we talk about every Monday night if you want to shoot some pictures over, guys. It's pretty cool to have the car up there. It's a way to kind of build a community, let everybody know who you are through what kind of car you drive, which is what this whole automotive enthusiast thing is all about. But what I want to talk about today, guys, is going to start off with the plant is closed for a week. So as of today, it will be closed until next Monday. So 1 whole week of no C8 Corvettes being built. It's unfortunate because if you guys are waiting for your C8, it is going to be pushed back even further, it seems, if it's in the process of being built or any other process, basically. Yeah, guys, sorry about that. I had my mic is not set up on the other tab, so I'll have to fix that before I switch back over to my browser. But no big deal. I can get that done pretty quickly. So for now, let's talk a little bit about this whole assembly plant thing. How many of you guys out there are actually still waiting for a C8? Not a Z06, but just a base C8. Let me know. Yeah, so Steve is waiting for his C8, but hopefully he's not affected by the plant being shut down. But let me know if you guys are waiting. I'm curious how many are actually still waiting for this. Yeah, so Kerry Glock, he did have some PPF done, or paint protection film. It was done at Blackout Tinting in Latrobe, so he knows fully well what kind of quality Blackout Tinting is capable of, and obviously I do too, but hearing it from me now that I'm an owner of the Miami shop might not mean as much as it does from a customer, even though I was a customer at one point. Mm-hmm. So Ralph Cruz is waiting for his C8. So Ralph Cruz is another one of the big channel supporters that I talk to on a fairly regular basis. I know he's waiting for his car, and Shane's waiting for his. Yep. How can I forget about Shane? Can't forget about Shane.
The thumbs up guy, man. He's our guy.
the thumbs up guy. I'm just going to start calling him that. He's not even going to be Shane anymore. He's going to have to legally change his name to thumbs up guy.
And I needed him to remind me. I forgot. I just hit mine.
Huh?
I said I needed him to remind me. I forgot. I literally just hit it just now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Up. Yeah. Yeah. So Shane, you're helping out the people who shouldn't need helped out.
No.
But okay, so we got Best Life Plano is also waiting for his. That's interesting. Doug Hooks has XPEL PPF on his 2022, and he loves it. Awesome.
XPEL is the bust.
Yes, and Tim, Dad's Garage, also waiting.
That's right. Man, we got a lot of people in here waiting. So this news actually affects a good bit of you guys. So yeah, if you're waiting for it.
The Z06 weight affected these people. I think the Z06 weight people just said, screw it, I'm going to buy a Stingray.
That's not unlikely. I was just talking to Jason about this not too long ago, is that whenever the C8 first came out and it was really, really difficult to get, a lot of people said the same thing and said, I'm just going to get a C7. I saw a lot of people do it. So now that the C8's getting a little bit easier to get, and I'll put that in quotes because it's very marginally easier, but it is easier. And now it's a little bit easier to get. People are going for the C8, but the Z06 is like on a whole nother world hard to get at this point. So now they're going with the C8 instead. Or some people are waiting on the E-Ray instead. So, yeah. Yeah, you know, Elijah, I actually thought that same thing. He says that actual Corvette enthusiasts who had previous Corvettes over the years should get basically some sort of priority over just random people off the street ordering one. There's companies that do that. Like, what?
I said Amelia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. The problem with this approach is you only limit your audience, and there's pros and cons to both ways of handling this. And I think it was Porsche. It's either Porsche or Ferrari. They do something similar where you literally can't even get on their list unless you have bought one. Not even just bought one of the cars, but bought one from them. So you have to literally have purchased one from that particular dealership to get it.
You have to like work your way up.
That's a Ferrari. That's definitely a Ferrari.
Yep.
So Porsche isn't like that, but Ferrari, I have heard the same thing where you actually have to buy like a lower model Ferrari, and then if you wanted to get like an SF90, you'd have to start at like a 458 and then move up to a 488 and then just keep going. And that's insane.
Yeah, I have a friend here who I can't remember what she had. I think she had a 488 and then she bought an F8 Tributo, and now she's got the SF90 in the process of being built.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So I'm reading the comments here. General Lee says, "Sorry I'm late. I had to move my cars in my garage. There's a hailstorm right now." That's crazy.
Tell them to send it to Texas, right here, this area.
The only guy on the planet that would be happy to see a hailstorm is in this chat.
You better believe it.
All right, so Justin, don't say Porsche like I do. It sets Jason off. No, I'll tell you what, it sets off everybody, it seems. Except for the guys, well, Blackout Tinting, Josh will say it correctly sometimes. Apparently, it depends on what kind of crowd he's around.
Yeah.
The
cool kids call it Porsche, man.
Yeah. Have you ever? No, I've heard you say Porsche before.
Yeah, I always say. Oh, are you talking about Josh?
No, you.
Oh yeah, no, I always call it Porsche.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over to the web browser again. I should have it working this time. Yeah, you guys should be able to hear me now. So as you can see there, the Corvette assembly plant, obviously, for those of you just now joining, is going to be closed for the next week due to some supply chain issues. So if you're waiting for a C8, you're going to have to probably wait a little bit longer. This is going to push out your date of arrival, basically. So yeah, guys, Shane says we're at 60 thumbs ups. If you guys could please smash that thumbs up button, let us know you're liking the content so we can keep making this stuff. These live videos are really fun to make with you guys, but at the same time, the thumbs ups really help get it out to a wider variety of people so we can kind of build a community. I saw Amber just jumped on here, so that's awesome. 1,000 miles away from my wife, so it's cool to see her on here from time to time.
Yeah.
The next bit of information we're going to cover here, though, guys, is going to be the Z06 situation. So the majority of initial Z07 buyers have chosen a hardtop convertible. Now, what the reason why this is interesting is this article actually starts off by saying that there has been 30 Z07's built. Now, this is interesting because if you remember correctly, there wasn't a whole lot of Z06's to be built, period. But the Z07 was even less. So if there's been 30 Z07's built already, I'm kind of curious how many Z06's there are. But those numbers have not been released yet, apparently. But anyway, of these 30 Z07's that have been built, 60% of them are convertibles. So as you can see here, it says initially 60% of the Z07 buyers did choose to add the extra 100 pounds to their car by selecting the hardtop convertible option. For those of you who don't know, yes, there is a little bit of a difference in weight with the convertible because of all the extra, gears and everything it takes to operate that convertible top. With all that said, I think the most staggering statistic here is actually that 97% of the first 30 Z06 customers chose the 3LZ version. Now, that's pretty crazy because that only leaves, I mean, my math is not the greatest, so I'm not going to pretend to do this on the fly, but that only leaves like 1 or 2, maybe 3 of these cars that are not, actually, it might only be 1 now that I'm thinking about it, that's not a 3LZ. So people are really wanting to spec these things out and just get the max, go just like crazy with this thing, because honestly, the cost of the car is already pretty high. Whenever you factor in throwing all the options at it, it really doesn't, it's already high. Like, if you can afford $106,000, you can probably afford $130 too. So what do you guys think about that, though? I'm curious what your thoughts are here, because if you plan on tracking the car, yeah, exactly. Kevin kind of took the words right out of my mouth here. He said the hardtop convertible is a bad idea. If you're tracking the car, it's 100 pounds extra. And I don't know, especially since these are only the Z07 packages, even though it's worded at one point that it's the Z06. I think these are only the Z07's. And if you're getting a Z07 package car, I don't know why you would get it in a convertible, because the Z07 is built for the track. I understand people like convertible cars.
Looks really, really good.
Yeah, but I mean, at that point, you might as well just get a Z06, right? Or would you want the Z07 specifically, even with the convertible?
I think if you guys want to just go for it.
The thing is there's the aesthetic value of the Z07. You know what I mean? Like, it looks really good in and of itself, and then throwing the hardtop convertible on there, for me, it just brings it to a whole nother level, you know, of a beautiful car. You know, I mean, it's just like if I was going to buy a Performante, I wouldn't buy a convertible simply because it's a soft top, it's a rag top. I'm not doing that. But if they made a Performante and I was buying one, I would definitely buy the convertible.
Okay. All right, guys.
Because I'm lazy. I don't want to take the top off, man.
I'm curious. We could probably start a poll with this, but I actually wanted to talk about that. That reminds me. There was another poll that I wanted to show you guys. I started a poll on my community tab as to whether or not people would be selecting a Z06 or a Z07 packaged Z06. And the numbers are freaking staggering. I had no idea that they were this one-sided. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But before we do, guys, Shane's telling on you guys. We're at 72 thumbs ups. We're about 150 people watching. That means we're about half. Half of you guys have given a thumbs up and the other half hasn't. I would really appreciate it if you could smash the thumbs up button. I know a lot of you guys don't like whenever I say smash it. Maybe just gently tap it would be cool too. Okay. Be very gentle. But at the same time, it is awesome that you guys are on here, and we do appreciate you guys watching. There was one other comment I wanted to put up here. Where did it go? Oh, of course. So my sister-in-law says that I'm missing some good ice cream cake right now, of course. That's what happens when you get called to freaking Florida. You got to go. This is part of owning a business, guys. So if you're ever in the situation where you can own a business, be aware there's times you're not going to have ice cream cake. Oh, it was 11-second eclipse. He said that he is getting a Z06. Actually, he doesn't say here. Is it Z06 or Z07 packaged Z06? But he is getting a convertible maxed out, so I'm assuming probably Z07.
He said convertible Z07.
Okay. All right. So a lot of people. Jeez, Shane. All right. So, all right. Dr. Corvette says that his build was $185,000. The only thing he didn't get was carbon fiber interior. For some reason, I didn't think it was worth $5,000. Wow. So with the carbon fiber, you'd have been at $190,000. I mean, after taxes and stuff, that's a $200,000 car. That's nuts. That is so crazy to me. I don't know.
Yeah. A lot.
But so let's see. I'm just trying to read.
They need to come up with a new name. They keep saying it's the poor man's Ferrari. I'm sorry. If you're spending $200,000, you're not a poor man.
Yeah,
they need to come up with a new phrase, a new slogan.
You are definitely past being a poor man if you're spending $200,000.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So one of the things I wanted to kind of address here is the Z06 versus Z07 package car thing. it's pretty interesting how many of you want to have the Z07 package. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's quite a bit of a difference in price here. So you can get a Z06 for $106,000. The Z07 immediately adds, between the Z07 giving you the carbon ceramic rotors and everything, and then if you get the Z07, you're probably also going to want like the carbon fiber aero bits. You're literally you're literally talking about the difference of 30 to 40 grand. With that said, the majority of you said Z07 package. So I'm going to kind of show you what I'm talking about here, because it's on my community tab and you can actually see it right here. There's 2,300 votes. And of the 2,300, 78% of you say Z07.
I would also like to know, really, if most of those people aren't ever going to buy this car. As people, like, I would love to know the real numbers, because, like, I'd be like Z07 package, but I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Would you really say Z07?
I would go into community tab and hit it, because I think it's the best. But honestly, I'd have to mortgage my house for this thing.
All right. And that's the thing, is like, I don't know how people are doing this stuff. Like, I was just recently driving around Latrobe, Pennsylvania, like this tiny little city in Pennsylvania, and I'm in my TRX, and that particular day I passed 3 people in TRXs, all different colors. And it's like, how do this many people in a tiny little city have $100,000 to blow on a truck? The world is weird right now, but apparently it's even weirder whenever you're talking about people getting a Z06 or Z07, because 78% of you want a Z07. That means 78% of you want a car that you literally can't even begin to touch right now, because the Z06 is on another planet hard to get, but the Z07 is even harder than that. So it's like 78% of you want a car that is unobtainable. That's crazy to me. But let me see. I saw some comments in here I wanted to address. So where did it go? Yeah. So Ralph Cruz actually kind of talks about a lot of the stuff that I've mentioned in the past about the C8 Z06 being a supercar killer. And he kind of says the same thing. He said, you're basically a smart man at $180,000 because it's quicker than most cars that are priced over $300,000. Now, that is definitely true. And if you guys were tuning in on, I think it was last week's live video, we had some talk about some Porsche owners actually actively pushing other Porsche potential buyers over to buying a Z06 instead. So we're living in a pretty crazy world right now, where you can get a Corvette and you can spend, it's still a lot of money, but you can spend less and just take out supercars. I mean, the thing even sounds like one now.
Mm-hmm.
General Lee says that hopefully with the break in allocations that there won't be any Z07 constraints. I am thinking that probably will be the case. If I had to guess, I think once they come back with more allocations in 2023, hopefully they're using this time right now to kind of shelf parts so they're ready to go. If not, man, there's going to be a lot of upset people. There's going to be 78% of 2,300. Whatever that percentage is, those people are going to be mad. Okay. So, yeah, guys, we got basically 78% of you are saying Z07 package over Z06. That's pretty awesome. But what's even cooler is the fact that the Z07 package car here, 97% of the current orders placed are, in fact, for a 3LZ interior, which is pretty nuts. Because the 3LZ is another one of those features that adds a lot of money to your final product price. But really the only other thing we really want to talk about tonight is how many C8s have been built. And this stat right here is pretty interesting. So the Bowling Green assembly plant has built almost 8,000 Corvettes in the third quarter of this year. So with that said, I know a lot of you out there are waiting for your cars. 8,000 of them have been built. And I have noticed with Jason especially, he ordered his car, I think it was July?
It was the end of July, so it was really more or less August.
almost August, and he got it the beginning of October, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. So basically, a little over 2 months that he had to wait for his car. So these cars are starting to come in a little bit faster, and that's with the plant being shut down. So I know it kind of sucks to hear that the plant shut down, especially if you're sitting there waiting for a car. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be crazy that you're never going to get one. But
right.
What's up, Nikki? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah. All right, so I'm just looking through the comment section here. Shane says we got 88 thumbs ups, guys. We'd love to have. What'd you say?
We're at 93.
93, Shane. Unless my comment section, Shane,
hit refresh.
Yeah, so Elijah says the same thing. I was thinking again, the plant has shut down like 10 times since 2020. It has. It's been quite a few times. And every time they shut down, it's usually for a week. And then they come back and they produce some more cars. It seems odd to me that we're 2 years past that point, almost 3 years at this point, and they're still having problems with supplies. I feel like there's more to it than that.
So I don't keep up with a lot of the other car manufacturers. Are they, it didn't take long to get the TRX and
yeah.
I mean, is it GM with the Corvette only, or are a lot of the other dealers having, I know Porsche was having some issues because of, I think they got like their seatbelt harnesses or something from Ukraine. And obviously that, but other than
that kind of shortage, I understand.
Yeah.
That seems more real to me than just randomly saying, oh, we have a parts shortage because of COVID. Like, COVID's over. I mean, it's still, of course, lingering, and there's still the after effects. But for the most part, that's done. So how are we still being affected by something like that at this point? Now, somebody else did mention in the chat here that it is also recession-based. Elijah's dropping the knowledge tonight. But he says it's parts shortage and recession. It probably is a little bit of both, but at the end of the day, the recession is not going to hurt too much for GM at this point. It's just everything's going up in price, and they've already increased the price of the Z06 far past what we thought it would be. So we should be good on that front. They've increased the base price of the C8 a couple times now to try to help combat inflation and the recession and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Elijah says COVID's still there in California. I probably shouldn't have said that was done. But,
they raised the price of the car and they raised interest rates, so you can't afford to pay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, housing interest rates especially are going way up. But like I said, guys, there is still a silver lining here because, like I said, there have been 8,000 Corvettes built in the third quarter, which is, I don't know if that's the highest yet, but that's definitely up there. That's a lot more than they typically build. What'd you say, Jason?
I think 50% of them are at Corvette World right now.
Right.
Hey, super chat.
All right, guys, we got a super chat. First one of the day comes to us from Derek Taylor. He gives a $20 super chat, and he says that we are amazing. Thanks, Derek. We appreciate the support. Learning Fast says car interest rates are high now. They absolutely are. Kerry Glock, this is kind of an interesting one. So his 2020 was 11/11/21 to be delivered February 2022. About 3 months had to wait for the allocation to come through. They only receive about 1 to 2 a year. Now that's actually a pretty good indication here too, because it took him about three months to get the car, which is pretty good, and he ordered it right probably around when the car was really at its peak of like I don't know, hype. But Jason ordered his a little bit later. It was in 2022, but still managed to get it in just a little over 2 months. But Jason was saying earlier, like, is it only the Chevrolet that's having this kind of issue? Because
Jason, I remember Tim ordered Dad's Garage had ordered his Scat Pack when 2 cars ago, and there was no time for him to get that scat pack ordered and made and delivered. I want to say it was 4 months. I think if he's still on here, maybe he can tell us, but I think it was 4 months, and that was from deciding to get it, placing his order, having it built, and then delivered. Not like on a waiting list, you know what I mean?
And how many months?
I want to say it was 4, but that also was not, though, like where he got onto a list, had to wait on the list, had to get it made. It might have been quicker. I was hoping he was still on here and he could tell us how long it took. But 12 weeks. Yeah. 3 months.
Yeah. So 3 months, honestly, nowadays to have a car built and shipped to you or to the dealership, at least in 3 months, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, yours being 2.5, and even the TRX was how many? It was like 2 or 3 years for that as well, right?
Yeah.
And that was a special edition TRX. Like,
yeah.
Huh. I know my TRX took about a little over 4 months, so it was like 4.5-ish months. It was a little bit longer, but I think things have gotten to the point now where I bet you could probably order a TRX today and get it pretty quick. Yeah, this was one thing I've heard a lot about. Doug Hook says that there's F-150s stashed in his area awaiting chips. And I actually saw a picture of this not too long ago. The F-150s just like parked in this gigantic parking lot, probably 1,500 to 2,000 F-150s just sitting there waiting for the chips. Like they're totally built. They just need these computer chips or the, I can't remember, semiconductors put into them before they can sell it.
Yeah, there's a storage lot in Midlothian, Texas, not far from where I live, and there's probably 2,000 cars. I mean, they're just cars forever, man. I'll wait on chips.
Blown 6 Gen says his TRX was ordered January 7th and delivered February 28th. So,
wow,
a little over a month. I didn't know you had a TRX. That's awesome, though.
Yeah,
I have like 2 or 3 TRX fans that watch my stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we got another super chat. So, second super chat of the night, guys, comes to us from Dr. Corvette. He says, I'm waiting to give a thumbs up. I want to make sure I like the content tonight. Oh, thanks, man. We appreciate
I was
it.
thinking more like he wanted to make sure that we were online on time tonight,
right
before he decided to give that
on time, and actually all 3 of us. Yeah. Yeah, Ever Jeff. I think that might be where I saw it. One of the YouTube channels has a video of those F-150 lots. The Vet Father, guys, this is something we got to talk about a little bit on here because he is the salesman that actually got Jason's car ordered for him. I reached out to him, I don't know, a couple months before Jason ordered, and we talked back and forth a little bit, and I had a really good feeling about him because him and I talked a lot behind the scenes, and he seemed like a really cool dude, and sure enough, he is. And he's got his car down there in Texas right now. Jason actually has a little bit of a video. When's that coming out, Jason?
Well, that one's out. The small clip of it is already out, but we are trying to set it up where I go down to Houston once they're done with it, because this thing is going to be insane when it's finished. I mean, literally like Amelia insane. Yeah,
so guys, you could see a little snippet of it on Jason's channel right now, his delivery video. He actually shows the Vet Father, or his name is Al. He shows his car, and they start it up, and it's just insanely loud. You could tell in the video it's loud. But Jason,
and this is just the beginning. This hasn't even had the work done to it yet.
Right.
It's already because of AWE, of course.
Yep.
Well, and some other stuff, but
that is their touring edition exhaust. I told you you can if you can see the canisters in there, that's the touring. Because the track, there's no canister at all. It's literally just straight pipes.
Right.
So guys,
so we're looking forward to that. And I will tell you, Boardwalk Chevrolet was fantastic. Al, Sean, and there was another girl, I forgot her name. I only dealt with her like once, but man, they were awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I've talked a lot to him on the phone, and we've talked a lot back and forth on Instagram and stuff. He seemed like an awesome guy, and I'm glad that everything worked out really nicely. So the Vet Father, or Al, over at Boardwalk Chevrolet, if you guys are interested in ordering a C8, you might want to talk to him. I think right now they are a little bit over MSRP. I think last time I heard maybe 5,000 to 7,000 over. But
I believe it's 5 now.
But they will definitely take care of you.
Yeah.
So Ralph Cruz said something that I've heard this a lot too. He says I've never understood why GM doesn't make these chips in house, so there's no constraint, or there's no problem getting them. And they were supposed to start doing that. I'm not sure if that has happened yet or what's going on with it, but that was the last thing I heard as well. Yeah, so Shane asks the vet father, did you go with LMR? He did. He did. And again, I'll say it every single time on these live videos when we start talking about LMR. LMR is the only performance shop that I have not heard anything bad about. All the other big performance guys that do Corvettes or LS engines, Camaros, all that stuff, I have heard something bad about all of them except for LMR. They're the only ones that no one seems to have anything bad to say about. Now, I have not personally taken my car to any of those shops, so I can't tell you how true all of it is. But when you hear the same thing over and over from a bunch of different people that took their car to a certain shop, it's probably legit. Stupid Fast Truck says, how are they getting around the tune piggybacks? I do believe that that's the case, yeah. Right now with the C8, there's no other option. You're either piggybacking or you're not adding power.
Interesting.
Gas making boost saw a C8 2LT. I don't know what year for 81K. That's pretty good. I don't know what the miles were, but I will tell you, I have a video coming out tomorrow from Corvette World. I'm doing one tomorrow that's all C8s, and then one the following day that's all C7s. But I'll tell you, prices are starting, even at Corvette World, they are starting to come down. You know, they're not gonna, they can't just drop them all. You know, it's super low because then they take a loss in every car.
Right.
Their profit margins are not sky high, but I know even them, they're coming down everywhere. Everybody I've talked to, they're starting to bring their prices down.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason, you're going to have a video talking about that at some point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to get with Robert. I really want to do more with him on talking about what's, you know, kind of transpired, how, you know, how much prices are coming down. I know they had a couple of Corvettes in there. I believe they were C7s, but I don't swear to it, but they literally dropped them like $2,000.
Yeah.
And I am telling you, I know Corvette World's markups, they're not crazy high. So when they knock it down 2,000, that's making it pretty tight.
Yeah. So guys, if you haven't seen it yet, Vet Father is calling out Amelia. So once his car is done, he's going to be able to go head to head with somebody who has done some serious modifying to her car as well. We got another super chat. Third one of the day comes from Derek Taylor again. He says they started building mine the week of the 19th, and it was built by September 23rd. It was delivered October 15th. Nice. So 2 days ago, he just got his C8 Corvette, guys. Send him a congratulations. Yeah, what color did you get, Derek? Are you yawning over there again, Steve? Is this not entertaining enough?
I'm just full of energy right now. I'm on caffeine.
Yeah.
Ah, about time, man.
I know. I'm just making sure I don't miss some of these chats.
Yeah, so guys, Shane's saying we got 109 thumbs up with currently 180 watching. So please smash that thumbs up button, guys. Let us know you're liking the content. We would appreciate it. It definitely helps.
Don't forget you can donate through Venmo.
Yeah, so Venmo is the preferred way of donations if you guys are interested in helping out the channel. Just so you're aware, YouTube seems to take about 60 or more % of the super chats that you donate. So anything
they're like the government.
Yeah.
Anything you send through Venmo, we get 100% of.
Hypersonic Gray.
Oh, Hypersonic Gray, nice.
That's a good color.
Yeah. What color calipers? That kind of sets. I haven't seen a lot of people do this mixture. Typically, Hypersonic orders have the Accelerate Yellow brake calipers or the Edge Yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really like the Hypersonic Gray with the red calipers, not Edge red.
That's a good mix.
Yeah, I really like the look of it, but I haven't seen hardly anybody do it.
Yeah, yellow calipers and yellow seatbelt.
Yeah,
Nice.
Okay. That's pretty cool, though. I still like that combination. You're talking about what looks a lot like a C8R edition.
C8R, correct.
Yeah.
I love the yellow seatbelts.
Great White North Corvette says, what do you know about the new Ligonfelter C8 Corvette? Actually, I'll turn that over to Jason. I'm pretty sure you did a video on that, didn't you?
No, I have not, but we did meet them when we were there. But But no, I don't know a lot about it. I could actually reach out though to Kristen and ask her more about what they do, because I actually talk to her from time to time on Instagram, and we get tagged in a lot of the same stuff.
You filmed that car at Carlisle, didn't you, with Shane?
No, that wasn't a Ligonfelter. That was the
No,
Cunningham.
Yeah, but you did the one before that was parked with the McGuire's thing, I think. It had like the gold accents. I swear you did it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, was it Corvette Alex is his name, I think. He has the two. He does have the Ligonfelter on his. Was it both of them, the C8 or the C7? I forget, but that dude also has a C3. That dude's got some vets, man.
Yeah.
We need him on the show sometime to come on here and talk about his Corvettes. I'm gonna have to message him, dude. That guy's got some cars.
Yeah. So, guys, General Lee throws out a congratulations to Great White North Corvette, being a married man. Once again, for those of you just tuning in, Great White North Corvette is a fellow YouTuber, really awesome guy. We got to meet him at Corvettes of Carlisle, and he just got married. So,
yes,
if you haven't yet, congratulate him in the chat section. So, you know. Ligonfelter is in a partnership with Magnuson Superchargers. Their product stands to be the best on the market. IMO. Yeah, probably. Okay, I will do it now. All right.
He's got 3 of them. 3
thumbs ups. So yeah, guys, only one of those kind of thumbs ups matters though. So what you want to do is you want to minimize that chat and hit the thumbs up button that's right underneath the video, and then bring the chat back up. Just sending thumbs ups in the chat, as much as I appreciate that, it doesn't help the algorithm on YouTube. Great White North says thanks. So what do you guys think about the fact that 78% of you choose Z07 package cars over the Z06? Tell me, actually, you know what, because of that, tell me in the chat right now, if you're realistically going to get a Z06, I want to see if even one of you is going to realistically get a Z06 and actually get a Z06 without the Z07 package. Tell me in the chat if any of you are out there. I'm curious. Yeah, the Vet Father said he thought about the Supercharger for a second, but twin turbo he feels is better for the C8 platform. I kind of agree, to be honest with you, and I'm more of a. No, I guess I wouldn't say I'm more of a Supercharger fan. I'm really not. I've had turbo cars before, and I really like them as well. So, all right, who do we got over here? Ralph, it is going to kill your warranty depending on who you have do it. There's who was it? Callaway. They're playing with the idea of putting a supercharger on a car, and apparently they've already done some. And if they do it, it actually still goes through the GM warranty.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so Great White North Corvette. He said he chose the Z06. Are you getting one? I'm kind of curious, Great White. Andrew, are you getting the Z06? 126 thumbs up currently. How did I miss the vote? Yeah, it's on the community tab, man. Almost 3,000 of you guys clicked on something. So, Blown 6 Gen says, when my number is called, I'm getting one. Are you getting a Z07 or just a Z06? I have a Stingray on order, thought about switching to a Z06, but when I saw the price, I knew I was out for now. But if I was going to get one, I would choose the non-Z07. Okay. All right. That's so weird. Like, almost 3,000 people vote on my channel, and 78% of them say Z07. But then when we're on here on the live chat, it seems like a lot of you guys are aiming towards a Z06. William Richardson says we got 128 thumbs ups now. Guys, we really like to see that hit about 200 before we sign off for the night. We're still about 15 minutes out from signing off, but we'd still like to see that hit as soon as possible. It'd be really cool. It really helps the channel, like I said. Okay, so Great White North Corvette is getting a Z06. He said he's just waiting for GM to accept his build, but it or it has been submitted, but GM hasn't picked it up yet. So pretty cool. I didn't know you were actually getting one. Curious, are you going to stick with the Accelerate Yellow?
He's doing. He's going to do torch red with yellow accents.
Yeah, I was going to say flip it around.
He's going to rotate.
Yeah. Shane says, I'm currently planning on a Z06, but my 990 at Sioka has me getting one summer of 2023. I'll be honest, Shane, I think 990 puts you probably closer to summer of 25.
Yeah.
I was going to say 2030.
Yeah, it's going to be at least 25 at this point.
Yeah.
59.
Paper Tiger, thanks for tuning in, buddy. He says that he would go for the Z07 if he could. It's not really possible for him. He's actually the one that did the video on my TRX a little bit ago, if you guys saw that.
Oh, that was good.
11-second Eclipse says he went and just voted for Z07. So he's one more person on that Z07 list. Wow. Diego Perez says he just got a C6 ZR1 with 37 miles on it.
Golly.
Good Lord, that's a brand new car. What year is that? I'm curious, because if it's a 13, that's like the unicorn. Yeah.
Did they die after they bought it? I mean,
Yeah.
what happened there?
They must have trailered it right from the dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BPR Z06 says he does not want Cup 2R tires on a street car. I can agree with that. I would probably get a second set of wheels and put just probably Michelin 4S's or something on it, and keep those Cup 2Rs for any track days. Yeah, so Charles, the Z07 package is only 9,000, but it's the things that go along with that. If you're going to add that, odds are good you're going to also want to add the aero kit, which is another 10. So right there is 19. You're also, with the aero kit, you're probably going to want to include the front lift because now it's lower, so there's another 3. By the time you're done adding the packages that kind of go with the Z06 or Z07 package, with the carbon fiber wheels too, like you're easily hitting 40 grand.
I like what Al said. Mark my words, I'm calling it the Z06 is going to be less production than the Ford GT.
You know what's funny is that I just heard something about that. Me and Jason were talking about it the other night that the Z06 may be done after this first round of allocations. And I was going to say let's throw out the speculation thing because I don't want you guys to run with this, but I heard that, and this is from somebody that's relatively high up in GM, that they may not be making many of these Z06s. Like I'm talking 500 or less cars, and that's it. So if that happens, none of us are going to get a freaking Z06. The price of those things is going to go through the roof. We're going to have $500,000 to $1 million Z06s running around. I mean, anybody who would drive one would be nuts.
Yeah.
Why would they do that? You think the platform can't handle it?
I've heard that they're having issues with the transmission. I've heard this for a long time now. And that was one of the things I told Jason is that normally I don't buy into the real crazy speculation like this, but whenever the things that are causing that speculation to come up are things I've read about for months now, then it starts to make a little bit more sense where I could almost see it happening. Now, again, speculation. This is not necessarily anything crazy, but
it won't matter. Somebody will say you're talking fact. We've been there before.
Yeah, people like to take it and run, but that way, if those people do, I can just kind of throw this video out there and be like, yeah, see, I told you, speculation. But Elijah, yeah, he says only 500 Z06s. There's only 500 LaFerraris in the world. And the difference there, though, is one of these cars you can get for under $200,000.
Yeah.
And the other one, not even
a couple
close.
mil.
Yeah. Yeah, Vet Father, this was another thing that I could not verify this. So he said one of the rumors is that the mag ride for the motor mounts. Now, it wouldn't have been called mag ride, but basically there was a rumor that the engine mounts for the C8 Z06 were also similar to the way that the mag ride works, where they could stiffen up or relax based on what drive mode you were in or how much noise vibration is coming from the engine to kind of prevent damage to the engine. I could not verify that Chevy was actually using those. Everywhere I read, they were just using standard motor mounts, nothing with magnetic fluid in them. So if that is the case, I could see that being an issue, but I could also see that being the reason that they don't have an issue. So it's whenever it comes to speculation, things get really crazy really fast because there's a million things that could be legit and there's a million things that are likely not legit. So I just wanted to throw that out there because it was something that Jason and I talked about, and somebody had already mentioned it here that, you know, the car might be having issues. It would really suck, but think of it this way, guys. So again, speculation, but Jason and I talked about this the other night where the things that Corvette already has access to, they already have access to the 6.2 liter LT2. They already have hybrid motors of some kind that they could easily throw into the front of the car. They already have the wide body from the Z06. There you go. Right there, that's your E-Ray. So they already have this stuff. There's nothing new that needs to be produced for this. If that's the case and they're having problems with the LT6 engine out of the Z06, then it makes sense that they would just scrap the Z06 and immediately push the E-Ray out the door because they already got all the stuff for it. And it also makes sense why they would have started teasing the E-Ray already, even before really giving us anything about the Z06. So again, speculation, but it is one of those things where some of it makes sense. Yeah. Shane says that he asked a question at the National Corvette Museum Bash, and the engineer said regular motor mounts, and the trans has never been magnesium either. Yeah. I reported on the magnesium transmission, I don't know, probably over a year ago now at this point, because I had somebody giving me information that I thought was good, but it wasn't. It was not good information. That particular person still to this day says that the transmissions were at one point magnesium. I don't know if that's true or not, but either way, the transmission casing and everything is just your standard, the same as it is on the base C8. It is not magnesium. This is the big one here. So Kerry Glock says they can't afford a recall under warranty. I think Chrysler back in the 1970s had a 90-day warranty on the 426 Hemi. Don't quote me. My memory isn't as great as it once was. That's one of the things I thought as well, is that if the warranty issues start piling up, and based on what I heard, it has something, it could be potentially have something to do with, as the engine gets more miles on it, the car starts really, it starts affecting the car's ability to handle that power. So basically the transmission is not up to the task. And if you watch the Savage Geese review video, they actually talk about the transmission feeling kind of sloppy. And if you listen to them when they're shifting, the shifts do not sound anywhere near as crisp as they do on the base C8. Now, again, who knows if this is relevant? Who knows how they have that thing tuned? I don't know. But based on the information I'm being fed, it kind of sounds, it sounds a little sketchy to me. But yeah, thoughts out loud. That's pretty much it right there. Like this is something that all of us are thinking about. It's not necessarily something that's in stone. It's not even necessarily something that's actually happening. But the more you talk about it, the more things start adding up, the more kind of legit it seems. So I don't know. We'll see soon. I mean, we're already almost at the end. Well, we're already halfway through October. At this point, we'll be into the new year in no time. And at that point, Chevy's got to kind of tell us where's the next round of allocations coming from, because we only got 300 of them or whatever this past round, and then they delayed everything till next year. It's pretty, actually, that Savage Geese review's playing behind Jason right now. He's going to be, I think he's going to be talking about the transmission in that video here in like 2 seconds. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah. So what do you guys think about it? Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you holding out for a Z06 at this point, or are you cool getting a C8? What's going on? Let me know what you guys think.
I gave up. I gave up on the Z06. I knew I wasn't even close to getting it, so that's when I switched and took my name off the list and put it on the E-Ray.
Yeah, and that was probably a good move based on what we're talking about now, especially if that ends up being the case.
Especially if you get first ones out the door. Woo.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. Your car's going to be worth $1 million. All right, guys, we got 147 thumbs up. If you could, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up. We got almost 200 people watching. We'd love those two numbers to match. It'd be really cool. If you hit the thumbs up, it helps the channel a lot. It helps get this out to new audiences so we can build this community to just crazy numbers where all we're doing is talking about Corvettes all the time. It'd be awesome. So please hit that thumbs up. It really helps. Jet Driver says, Justin, who is the company that made the wide body Elkhart Lake Blue Vet you did a video on? It's called Nowicki. So Jeff Nowicki actually makes that, and I think he's in Detroit, if I remember correctly. So you can actually go to Nowicki. I believe it's nowicki.com, something like that. You can reach out to him. That is one of my favorite looking C8 Corvettes. It really looks good.
Really nice. But it was fairly expensive, isn't it? How much was that body kit?
Yeah.
Or the extra stuff, I should say?
It varies for everybody. So what that particular person paid is not necessarily what you would pay. I was told to have you reach out to Nowicki because the prices vary.
Yeah, Nowicki.
Yeah. Every time I hear that, I think of the Transformers movie with Sam Witwicky.
I think of Dirk Nowitzki from the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Because some people call him Dirk Nowitzki, other people Dirk Nowitzki. I'm like, whatever.
General Lee says, I'll let you know when I finally get my Z07 if I have any problems, LOL. Yes, definitely holding out. I'm right there at the next allocation. Yeah, you are. And that's the thing. Is like, I'm at 3 different dealerships. I'm number 1 at 2 of them and number 2 at 1 of them. So I'm like right at the top at 3 different dealerships and none of them got an allocation.
Wow.
"15 Z06's are coming to Canada. Which one was mine?" Is that all Canada's getting, period? Or is that just for a certain allocation time frame? That's a lot lower than I thought it would be. Stupid Fast Truck says, $1 million car with a flaky transmission sounds like a deal to me. I feel like I gotta say it one more time that this is just speculation. Like, I just want to make sure that's clear. Like, I've gotten this information from a relatively reliable source, but that doesn't mean that it's 100% legit. So let's not run with anything yet.
You're gonna be all over the news tomorrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be on ABC, CNN, Fox. Everybody's gonna be talking about this.
And at least a couple of YouTubers. We'll see.
Yeah, one in particular, but
Justin wants to set me up every time I say it, so I can't say
it. What are the Veterans Day plans in Texas? Guys, this is a perfect segue to talk about this. Me and Jason have been talking about this for a while, so let's tell the people what they want to hear. So Vet Syndicate is going to have an event on Veterans Day. It's going to be called Vets for Vets. And it's going to be a Corvette show for Veterans Day. And all 3 of us are going to be there. We're all going to be there in Texas. So I'm still kind of kicking around the idea of maybe bringing my car, but we'll see what happens with that. Worst case scenario, it will just be me.
Worst case, if you need me to, I can just fly over to Florida and drive it over.
Yeah.
Or is it never mind, it's not in Florida, but
yeah.
It might be soon too, so we'll see. But I was thinking worst case scenario, I'll drive Jason's Z06 and he can drive the C8.
There you go. Just take it out to Florida. But you're talking about for here. Yeah.
I'll just come down there and drive it to the show. Yeah.
You might have to fight my wife on that one, man. No, but we are planning. We don't have 100% of everything. Hey, look, sexfine.pro. Sweet, man. I was hoping they would be on here tonight.
Yeah.
So the idea is for us to have it like we normally do at Black Rifle Coffee. We want I've got a specific charity that helps veterans with counseling for suicide issues and things like that. So we're planning to have them out there. I still have more. We still got more groundwork to get done before everything's nailed down, but that's the idea. And we think it's a really good charity to be a part of, not a bunch of people at the top making all the money instead of actually helping the veterans that are struggling.
Yeah, so they're I think you kind of already touched on it, but we had a question in here as to where the show is going to be.
Black Rifle Coffee. Initially, we're expecting Black Rifle Coffee in North Richland Hills. That's the tentative venue because that's where we normally have it. Might have a problem with the amount of cars being able to fit all in that area, so we may have to move it, but we'll get that down hopefully soon.
Depends on what time we do it. So in the morning we're good. After if we do it at noon, we're kind of in trouble.
Yeah, it is. It is a great cause. Says stupid fast truck. But what was it? Black Rifle Coffee?
Yes.
So yeah, guys, all three of us are going to be there. We're going to be putting this on. You're going to hear a lot more information coming here over the next couple weeks. So stay tuned for it, especially if you're in Texas at all. If you're willing to travel at all, definitely stay tuned because all three of us are going to be there. We'd love to see you out there, and it's for a really good cause. So
yeah, and you won't need to, even if you don't have your car, doesn't matter.
Right.
You're still working them out.
Yep.
Hey, we did a quick shout out to people too. So whoever ordered shirts that ended last night, we want to say we had 65 pre-orders, 65 Vet Syndicate shirts going out. So we're up to about over 200 Vet Syndicate shirts are out in the public somewhere.
Yeah. So cool. big thank you to everybody who ordered, guys. The pre-order just ended yesterday. We already submitted the order for it, so we should have some shirts going out by probably next week at this time.
Yeah.
So you'll be getting the shirts here probably within the next week or so. We really appreciate the support. You guys have been great with the Vet Syndicate, the Corvette Weekly live videos, everything. You guys have been fantastic. We really appreciate it. But one last thing I would like to ask is for those thumbs ups because Shane's telling us we're at 162 and we would like to be a little bit higher than that. So the more thumbs up we can get, that'd be awesome. And yeah, General Lee, he says 3 of those shirt orders belong to him, and he did. Between General Lee and Steven Rapp, I don't think he's on here. I didn't see him tonight. But you two, basically, you're like 20 of the orders. Oh, yeah, and then Dr. Corvette, and I keep meaning to post this. He sent me a picture today of him wearing the Vet Syndicate shirt, and he told me
we need to post that.
The shirts are super comfortable. He loves them. Him and his son both wear them a lot. I'll definitely get on that. As soon as we're done with the live video, I'm going to post that picture up on Instagram. So you're going to be Instagram famous in a second here. Yeah, the Vet Father, I forgot. You placed an order as well, so you'll be getting one soon. And you should make a Vet Father shirt. I like your logo. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
165 thumbs up currently. Let's get that to 200, guys. I think we can do it. That's not even that many more. If you guys could please hit that thumbs up. If you like C8 Corvettes, hit the thumbs up. If you don't like C8 Corvettes, let me know by hitting the thumbs up. It'll work. I'll know. Yeah, definitely a comfortable shirt, says Bruno. It's awesome, guys. We really appreciate the support. 11-second Eclipse says definitely comfortable.
See, and, awesome. I got to tell you, it's so cool, though, to see people that they're embracing it because we love it. I mean, I love it. I look at it. I was watching your video with the C6. I forget which one. I was watching you. I was amazed by the shirt. And, I mean, I just thought the logo is such an incredible logo. It's just, I love it.
Yeah.
This logo.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the logo. And yeah, so River Mutt, we're working on that because like even on my channel, I've been asked that quite a bit too about hoodies for my shirts. And the biggest problem is I finally found a shirt that is a really super comfortable shirt. And it's the ones we use for Vet Syndicate. It's the one that I use for my shirts on my channel. The problem is that hunt is a lot harder than you would think. And to find a quality material for a hoodie as well, that's going to take a whole nother hunt. And the price is going to be pretty significant if I had to guess, because hoodies right off the bat are going to be probably $20 to $25 blank, plus getting them printed. You're probably close to $50 before we would even make any money on it. So
and that's why we chose the shirts. They're so comfortable. We are paying more for these shirts because we wanted to wear shirts that are comfortable and not cardboard.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, this particular shirt, we're paying more for it on the back end and still charging you guys the same amount. So we're making way less, but the shirt itself is worth every penny because everybody's going to actually wear it. It's not going to just end up in your closet, never touched, because the quality sucks. This quality is really good.
I've got some shirts, that I really like, like I have some Metallica shirts that I think look really cool, but man, they're so hard. They're such thick, hard, cotton that I don't wear them very often.
And those shirts are almost always Gildan. Gildan makes the most uncomfortable freaking shirts. But this is an interesting one here, guys. So General Lee says we need decals for the cars.
Yes. I have one of mine.
I agree, and we can get those, and we're going to get them.
Yep.
Shane says 172 thumbs up. Guys, we need 28 more would be really awesome. 28 more of these guys, these precious babies, would be really cool if we could get that, guys. Bruno has a pretty cool question here, though. He says, how did you come up with the Vet Syndicate name? It's pretty cool.
I just answered that.
Oh. Did you?
Yeah, I just said
I
didn't even see it. We already knew it had to be Vet, no matter what, instead of Corvette. But Syndicate, we were kicking around. We wanted to be like Vet Family. Vet. So you start looking up the word family, and you find Mafia, you find Syndicate, which means group. So we came up with Syndicate, and the VS was pretty cool to come up with, and that's what we rolled with.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So initially, we were talking about all this, and we're all three Corvette guys, and we have our own separate channels and our own separate Instagrams. But we thought, how does one single person with two other single people come together to form a group? What does that look like? And me and Jason knew we wanted to do this literally from the day I met him in 2018. We knew we wanted to do something like Vet Syndicate. We didn't know what it was going to be called or how we were going to do it. But Jason and I have been moving this direction since 2018. And then whenever we met Steve, he shared the same kind of vision. So we brought him in on it as well. Yeah. And then all three of us together came up with the name. We came up with how it was all going to work. It's been quite a process, but it's one of those things I can see it moving in the direction that it should move, and it's moving quickly because it's something that everybody with a Corvette can easily get behind.
Yeah, they can all relate. They can be a part of it, which is what we've always said from the beginning. Especially like when we were promoting on Instagram, is it's for enthusiasts and owners, not just owners. Whether you're that we want everybody to be included because it's about the love of vet.
Right. And that's the big thing, is that if you want to be in this, it's not really a club, but we'll say you want to be in this club, you don't have to have a car. You don't have to pay dues. You don't have to do anything. You just show up to the car events, show up to the live videos, and talk about cars. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have one or not. We're all car guys here at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely comfortable. Hot and sweaty days at Corvettes at Carlisle. They were, Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Shane actually, in the video, one of the videos, he had one of the Horsepower Obsessed shirts on too, and it's the same kind of shirt. So they do the same thing that the Vet Syndicates ones do. But 180 thumbs up currently. Steve from the movie Multiplicity. Haha. Oh, Doug, yeah. Where was the comment? All right, I'll have to look for it later. William Richardson, I saw, asked about 3X earlier. William, we did have pre-orders for shirts all the way up to 6X, I believe.
Yep.
The pre-order is closed now as of Monday, but if you're interested in a 3X, shoot me an email, and on the next pre-order we can get you in on it. So, guys, we're at 180 thumbs ups. We're really close. We need 20 more, and we can, release you. Yeah, Great White North Corvette. One of my biggest regrets at this point is selling my car as early as I did. I really thought that the Z06 was gonna make an appearance a lot earlier than it did, and if I had to guess, I think Chevy initially thought the same thing. I think Chevy was originally going to put this car out a lot earlier than they did. Could possibly be because of problems, could possibly be because of supply issues, whatever the issue was. It came out a lot later than I thought it was going to, and I wish I had held on to my C8 a little bit longer. Question for Jason. If you could get an allocation with Z07 on constraint, would you wait for a Z07 or get the standard Z06 ASAP?
Yeah, and actually I was typing up my answer. I would take the Z06 because I could get the Z06 now, and if I wait for the Z07, I may never get a Z06 at all.
Yeah.
That's true.
Now, I mean, if there was a guarantee, and they said, absolutely, you're going to get it, absolutely, no questions asked, I would wait for the Z07. However, in this, if I couldn't have that guarantee, I'm taking the Z06.
Yeah, I agree. Right, with the way things are right now, and even what we've been talking about tonight about the Z06 maybe only having 300 or 500 of these things made,
yeah,
you're going to want to jump in with whatever gets you one right now.
Mm-hmm.
So how many? What thumbs up are we at here? I thought I saw him put.
Mine says 178.
That's what I have.
Okay. All right, he must just be talking about getting it to 180.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 160 people watching. It'd be pretty cool to get it to 200, but yeah. Yeah, Savage Geese did test the base Z06. They did not have a Z07, but not in the video at least. Apparently they did drive a Z07 though off camera or something because they were comparing the two driving experiences and how much better the driving experience was with the Z07. Just like with the ZR1 from the C7 generation, I had a C7 Z06, and whenever I traded that for my C7 ZR1, you can actually feel the aero doing its job. You can feel it. From the Z06 to the ZR1, I could feel the car being more planted at even just regular speeds. I could feel it. You really can feel it. So Savage Geese saying that they could feel it and that the Z07 was a better driving car, I fully understand what they're saying because I felt the same thing with my ZR1. Yeah, guys, one last time, thumbs up. I guess we're going to have to settle for 180 because I don't want to keep you on here too much longer. But if you could, hit that thumbs up button one more time, guys. We really appreciate you tuning in tonight. Thank you for all the super chats tonight. You guys are definitely helping out the channel. And we appreciate every single penny that is donated or any of the shirts that are purchased. Like I said, those will kind of start getting shipped out probably next week at some point. So keep an eye out for those. And then maybe in the next couple of weeks, we'll have another pre-order set up if you guys want to order some more shirts. I think the pre-orders are the way to do it. What'd you say?
We're definitely going to have to do a big order before the holidays.
Yeah, I agree.
And
maybe
I want to tell you guys, Steve is the most OCD person I've ever met in my life, literally ever. He goes through and checks every shirt to make sure there's not issues.
Justin was giving me crap yesterday.
Yeah.
like weird math.
Oh my god, dude, your paper. I'm literally laughing. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, there's like complex geometry done on these papers, and all he's got to do is add up some shirt orders.
But that's good when it comes to the quality because I know I've had Steve, he'll look at shirts and be like, nope, this one's not good, and this one's not good. You got to redo them, and he'll make them remake them. And
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate it once again. Smash that thumbs up button on your way out. We will catch you guys next Monday night, same time, same place. Thanks again.